I'm an 18-year-old barber that's in college, currently looking to take advantage of my work ethic and learn, new ways to scale my business and get out of the barbershop. My goal within the next 10 years is to have a sweet business and team for all things cosmetology. Congratulations, man. Um, he wants to learn new ways to scale his business and get out of a barbershop. So I'm assuming he just doesn't want to be behind the chair, renting and not owning a shop is what I assume. Which, guys, there's no wrong way to do this. You can build wealth. You can cut hair just because you want to eventually, and you don't have to own a shop to do that. I used to think that as well. Now I love owning shops. I think it's one of the best businesses out there, and I'm blessed, man. I'm at we're opening our 12th location on December 15th is the I think is the date. So I'm highly blessed, and God is good. The businesses have been running great. We have over 90, close to 100 barbers that are the majority of, I can say, making six figures. And I know this because I also started an accounting firm that helps a lot of our barbers. So, we just been building solutions for the past 15 years to help service the barber and elevate them. The motto is elevate, educate, innovate. No, innovate, educate, elevate. Anyway, so, you know, but in this particular case, the young man, he wants to own his own sweet business. And his goal is to do it within the next 10 years. I think you could do it faster, bro. I think you could do it faster. When I was 25 years old, I had 5 barbershops. Me and my partners, I had 2 business partners, but I had to stack bread, bro. And this is a guy with 2 kids, came from nothing, had nothing. I was working 2 jobs while I was going to barber school part-time so I could provide. And so, I know this is possible for anyone. And I had the guidance. I didn't have all the free information that's on YouTube here, man. You guys are so blessed between the podcast, the free content, the amount. I don't even do haircut tutorials no more because for what? There's so many out there and they're so good. Like I don't need to do them tutorials no more. Y'all are good. There's so many classes out there for cutting hair. The real issues that I'm seeing is the business side is having something to show for that arthritis you're gonna eventually get if you don't get from behind the chair eventually. And maybe not, right? Like I plan on cutting hair my whole life. Even though I haven't cut hair in a barbershop in 5 years. I still plan on cutting hair because I like it. It's like I still play basketball. I stopped playing ball in college. My sophomore year, I stopped. Had to focus on the kids, on the family, on real life, right? It'll come quick. um, but I'm saying that to say, I think this is possible quicker if you do a few things. You know, it was hard for me to get information. I had to buy books, listen to audiobooks, go to classes, buy DVDs. Man, this is you guys got AI now. I mean, we have AI, and I'm using it to the best of my ability. I made an app, a stock option screening app. Look at this, man. It's one of the best skills you could ever have is the skill of learning. And people, I would say, I've been saying this, man, for the 10 years I've been on YouTube. I've been saying this, and it's almost like I heard that before. No, but I heard that before, but nah, guys. Like, look, I built this software right here. And you can log in. If you're a 6FB member, you just put your email in, and it'll say 6FB member recognized. But if you're not a member, you just want to subscribe for $10 a month. I pay like $500 a month just for the data that this collects. Okay, so I'd like to try to cover that bill. But anyways, once you sign up, it'll ask you for a password. All right. So I'm gonna just go ahead and use my account and let's access the terminal. All right, and this is it. I built this. I was in a dungeon. You can ask anybody on my team. I've been in a dungeon. You guys know I was going hard on 6FB, on school, won school games, all that. And then I got into this rabbit hole, bro. And I learned how to code. I've been building little apps in here and there. But this is the tool that I'm using that changed the game for me, that's allowing me to collect all this premium. And I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I promise you I'm circling back to answer my guys' questions. This is related, okay? So like look at my positions right now. Hold on. If you're watching this, if you're listening, I'm gonna explain it. All right. So if I go to my closed positions, this is in 6 months. I've made $30,000 with a smaller. I started with 20, and I've been putting this money back in and adding money to the account. But I'm adding money to the account because like, yo, this is pretty good. If I can keep making $5,000 a month, and it increases the more money I'm making, I'm gonna keep doing it. This is the most passive income I've ever earned in my life. You know, 10 years ago, if you would have told me I would know how to make 5 grand a month selling puts with stocks, doing nothing, 1 minute a day, not even 30 minutes, 30 minutes a month, because you got to spend like 10 minutes to get into a trade. Then you watch it over the course of a month. And then you might close early, you might roll, so I would say 30 minutes a month is what it's taken me to make 5 grand a month. And I've been investing in stocks for the past 15 years. But this is the easiest and most passive income that I've ever earned. And you guys get to learn this stuff. This used to be stuff you would have to go work at a firm. You would have to go spend 10 grand for an in-person workshop and hope you grasp enough. Maybe you took home some DVDs. Hope that you got enough of that information in so that you can go and learn it. You're going to still lose money, but you're going to try to learn it. You can try to remember little tidbits here. Because we have Zoom. Man, dude, you're 18 and you want to scale your business. You want to own a sweet business. You want to eventually get from behind the chair, maybe. And your goals to do in 10, I think you could do it faster. It just depends on the things, you're not doing every day. Because a lot of times we say something, but when we look at our day to day, we're not doing the things that are necessary to get there. Discipline over motivation. Motivation feels great and you get a lot of things done, but you can't count on motivation because it's not always going to be there. We're human. You have to build discipline, the will. It's painful. It ain't easy. Y'all don't know the things what it cost me to accomplish the powered mat, what it cost us, my team, to accomplish the powered mat, the power clips, the beam team, the power pods. I gave a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to accomplish that. And there's no glory in it. People, it's trying to become innovative is one of the most hated. It's like people hate it. They love you when you kind of small, but when your innovations are growing and they're actually, oh snap, they're challenging some big brands that they don't like to be bumped too much. Like, slow down now, slow down, right? Um, it gets ugly. It gets ugly and there's no glory in it. I've literally had people tell me that they didn't know who I was. They came into the industry and they was just dissing or talking ish or whatever because where they're from, you attack somebody with a name so that you could get a name. It's just crazy. And I get it. There's definitely there's a life where you got to operate that way. But I ain't signed up for the barbering industry. I ain't signed up to pour my blood, sweat, and tears into something that, my goal is to elevate, to innovate, and to educate. My goal is to put people on and to see a rising tide. I want to see the pie grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see our industry. We are nothing like the value of our industry is nothing near what it should be. And I think a lot of barbers think that the way they're increasing the industry is, raising haircut prices. But I would challenge that and tell you guys, man, that ain't what it is. It's building great businesses that serve society, that society points to and says that barbershops are important. Thank God for my barber. I love my barber. Man, I just love barbershops. We need barbershops. And when barbers start learning more skill sets beyond just cutting hair behind the chair, they bring more value to society because just behind your chair, you just serving, a few people. But when you start creating jobs, when you start helping the economy around you, when the plaza gets busy and other businesses get busy and, when you participate in society, I think you start to see people have more success. Schools start thriving more. Barbershops are thriving more. Everybody's making more money. I just wish you guys, you know, would just take more time to learn and dig deeper and just know, there's more to life. And what's happened to me, man, is you know, it took me about 9 years to get to the point where I felt like I could step away from the chair. I was 30 years old when I just walked away from the chair. I was done. I could have done it sooner because, man, God is good. My businesses, they went bonkers beyond my imagination, and the timing was right. Um, the industry was was just beautiful. It was booming. The culture was crazy. Everybody was growing. Everybody was happy. I noticed there's less drama when everything's up, right? And it's amazing, man. It gave me the time to build a relationship with God. It gave me the time to really give back to my marriage, to my kids, to my sister, to my loved ones. It gave me the time to grow myself, you know, in the mind, body, spirit. And I found out a lot about myself, especially when I had that time freedom. And that, I'm telling you, man, that time freedom is possible for any of y'all. But you got to have a plan and you got to be willing to learn. You got to study. You're 18 years old, you're in college. Congrats, man. I know you know how to learn. But I dare you to learn things you don't have the answers for. Like sometimes I get lazy. And what's an example? There's just things like that I was lazy about. Like let's just say stocks, for example. Um, I didn't know how like I knew you could trade stocks and I knew it was instant, but I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know about a clearinghouse, a market maker. Like I didn't know about those things. So it's just an extra layer of just kind of digging deeper. You can do this endlessly. It's literally, that's what a rabbit hole is. We tend to do rabbit holes with documentaries, movies, TV shows, right? When's the last time you did a rabbit hole with building yourself, growing, learning, being curious, trying to find answers? A lot of you guys don't know the difference between um the how to run a real commission shop, the legal way, how to run a booth rent shop, the legal way. A lot of you barbers don't know your rights. And part of that lack of education of knowing your own industry is why the barbering industry, it feels chaotic and no one really regulates it. It's what it feels like. And it's so all over the place. Every state has 100 different laws from the other state. There's no unity. There's a lot of disconnection. Barber schools aren't really connected with the barbers board. Some states don't even have a barbers board. I mean, look, what I would tell you if you're 18 and you want to scale into your own bit out of in your own business, out of a barbershop, you want a sweet business, you need to go learn the business. You need to act like you are that person. So if you want to become a shop owner, you need to act like a shop owner when you're renting. Care about the marketing, care about the barbershop growing, care about the cleanliness, give ideas, try to innovate, try to grow the barbershop and test things that are working and don't work so that when you go open a shop, man, people should already think you're the shop owner when they visit there for the first time. People should be asking you, hey, are you the shop owner? Because you just give that off, even if you're not. And then if you want to do a sweet business, you need to learn the business. ChatGPT, learn as much as you can, and then find out the cost. Think, be creative. ChatGPT will answer these questions, man. Have a plan in place. And if you don't think you can save 150, 200, 500,000, depending on, what you're trying to do here, there's suites that cost, you got to buy the building and build it. You're spending millions. You better go get financing. What does that take to get that financing? Because some of y'all don't even do tax returns. Okay. Long story short, I know that was a lot. I wanted this to feel like a podcast almost. And it's my podcast, I think, is, if this is going to become that, if y'all rocking with this, if y'all like this format, yeah, let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna use my 6FB school to motivate what these episodes are gonna be. I might do one every day. And maybe this might be a morning thing for you. But we'd love to also see you inside the mentorship. I got a lot of dope announcements, a lot of dope tools that we give our guys. I'm sure you probably heard of it. I went crazy for like 30 days and didn't sleep or eat. um, but anyways, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments.